good, y'all? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and Dope Coffee is changing the way we consume coffee. It's more than just a coffee brand. It combines hip-hop, creativity, and community support, making coffee a part of our culture, our music, and our arts. With high-quality beans, Dope Coffee delivers great taste and cares about the environment. As a Black-owned business, Dope Coffee is committed to helping communities promote diversity and supporting new businesses. I am your host, Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and this is That's Debatable. And our three guest debaters are, well, our mainstay is music exec, media exec, marketing exec, Brian Miller. Let's clap for Brian. And then we have to my left, sitting in my chair, because I told him he could, Jack Dez. Let's get back on camera, Jack. And to my right is my brother, my hit producer, who's worked with everyone from Wayne to Future. When I was signed to Nelly Chopper, he was sending the best beat packs, him in the loopholes. Let's give it up for Javar Rockamore.
Hey, thank you, man. I just want to real quick say I appreciate you having me. This show is, to me, the most important show in the music industry, especially for Black culture. I watch it religiously. I really appreciate what y'all do for the culture.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna clap for that. I'm gonna clap for that. All right, guys. So, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Now, I wish Javar got the real experience, Jack and Brian, where our beautiful host Stanza's here and she gives her whole little spiel. But I'm here now, so I'm gonna do it my way. So that's debatable. Look, Javar, is only one rule, or it's only two rules to the show.
Okay.
Like, when the gavel gets hit, that means we gotta let, it's too many people talking over each other, and let's try to hear each other out and then respond.
Okay.
But let's get into it. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not gonna do opening statements, but let's just jump right into it. So it's a lot of BS going on right now in the world, and I'm gonna start with the Sexxy Red Bernice King thing. Sexxy Red tweeted a picture of her holding hands with Martin Luther King, almost like they were like coupled up or something like that. And Bernice King responded by saying, please take this down. My father is dead. She didn't like it. And Sexxy Red, by the way, Sexxy Red did take it down. That's why I like Sexxy. Yeah. She one of the only, she's to me is one of my favorite female rappers because she holds herself accountable. I love that. But is this selective outrage? Because the only person that was mad about it was Bernice King.
I was gonna say it didn't bother me, and see, people really got to do their research on Dr. King. He wasn't a saint, he wasn't. Rest his soul, but he wasn't a saint. So I thought it was. I mean, was it distasteful? Depends on how you look at it. But if Bernice felt some type of way, absolutely pull it down. That's her father. He's deceased. You don't play with people's parents.
Yeah.
But I personally, I slightly chuckle. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was, it's Sexxy Red. It was right on schedule for what she does. So I didn't necessarily have a huge issue with it.
Yep.
But like I said, if Bernice has a problem with it, take it down. And she did it.
I had a huge problem with it.
So you had a problem with the picture before Bernice said something?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
You know why I had a problem with it? Because it was, I'm going to tell you why. Black Lives Matter hit. Remember when it hit? And we were outraged.
Yes.
I posted something that said all lives matter. Same day. I got 10 phone calls. Context. It was out of context. Because in that moment, the only thing that mattered was Black Lives Matter. So on MLK Day, wrong day. Any other day, I probably would have chuckled myself and said, it's lighthearted. But on MLK Day, it's too much going on. Plus, this world is so volatile right now. It's whoa.
Everybody's on edge.
Yes,
it's like we just waiting for the A-bomb to drop.
But to your point, you know what? You did it, but you took accountability for it. And that's probably going to be the theme of today's show. People not taking accountability.
Oh, hey, Brian, what you about to say? What you say?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, I didn't really think it was a big deal. Because, we know she went at Sexy because that's the big person that did it, right? That has this picture. But just think about if she went after everybody that put Martin Luther King in a meme or fucking club flyer, some shit like that, she'd be fighting half the world.
Does have that voice though.
Yeah,
you're influential, so you got to be careful with what you say.
But you do, but you don't. She knew what she was doing too, because I feel like just as much as it was a play for Sexy, it was a play for her too. Yes, there's other people that's done it before, so why she never checked no one else?
Because Sexxy Red's a celebrity.
Absolutely.
But there's other celebrities that did it. That did some, maybe not as
That was
you know,
blatant on MLK Day, though. So you got to it's kind of disrespectful, doubly disrespectful.
But what is really disrespectful about the picture of holding hands?
It's the person.
She wasn't twerking on him.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, she wasn't, but
See,
what is she known for?
okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. Here's my issue with our community, and it's gonna come up a lot. Is it is always selective outrage,
For sure.
right? If a white artist did that, let Taylor Swift have done that. Black women would have been like, so hear me out. I'm just saying.
No, I don't think they would have felt that.
Yes, they would have. If Taylor Swift would have posted a picture of her holding Martin Luther King hand on MLK Day, or maybe not Taylor Swift, maybe it could have been Donald Trump could have done it. Whoever would have did it. If my point is that when it's, to me, it feels like black women get only loud when they're violated, not when they violate. So to me, that's why I feel like to me, it just feel like that was just as disrespectful as other stuff we're gonna talk about if we being honest.
For me, it's like it's context though. It's almost like, okay, we're all black, right? Last time you walked in Magic City, you probably didn't see any white people. I didn't see a picture of King hanging up in Magic City, but if I saw it, it'd throw me. You understand what I'm saying? Because
Why?
where I am.
Martin Luther King marched for all of us to be free to do what we want to do. I'm just being honest.
Wait, so you don't think Martin Luther King went like?
of
I would
Martin Luther
chuckle.
King?
So you-
Yeah, but it
I
would throw you
chuckle.
just a bit. You'd be like,
So you don't
what the
think back
hell?
in the day like Martin Luther and all them civil rights guys
I
went to a
don't.
little juke joint
They
and
didn't
saw
hear
these
it,
chicks?
they
frequented.
Come on.
But they wanted to be quiet about it at least.
Right.
We didn't hear none of that until he
And that's
died.
the point. Like on MLK Day, let's not diminish why we're celebrating him on MLK
Agreed.
Day. To
Agreed
her,
with that.
that's what it felt like, and that's her dad.
Well,
so
Martin walks so Sexy Red could fly. So
I feel you, but I don't support Sexxy Red. So that's,
You don't support Sexy Red?
No,
why not?
Why not?
that's another show.
Nah, we want to know.
I don't support where
She the hardest female out to me.
she's hard, but I
Glow,
don't support
glow.
where hip hop is going. I
Glow.
don't support the message.
Glow
at
Carter.
all. You know what I'm saying? When we were kids and there was censorship, and we talked about this before, we were like, censorship, da da da. Now we understand the importance of it. It's different, but is it?
Well, we only wanted censorship when we were saying pop that pussy.
No.
And now that
I
they're
feel-
saying pop that pussy, it's no
They're
censorship.
saying worse than that.
You know what it is though? As you mature, you understand the effects that it has on the next generation, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I do have a responsibility.
I agree with that because I don't let my daughter listen to Sexy Red.
Yeah, I want my
like
kid to do it.
Sexy
And I
Red.
love Sexy, but I want my kid to
love
listen to her.
But I can't have my daughter
that's that-
listen to
that's
it.
that
when
duality
when
that
men act like animals, it's kind of expected. But when women start, it be almost like, what the?
Exactly.
Be on some different
But you
shit.
know what? Stripper rap culture created, and we just like, wow, y'all got gall. You remember when they joked and they were like, you like Chris Rock was like, women are dancing to anything. It's like, eat a dick, eat a dick, eat a dick. You know what I'm saying? But now women are like saying it, and we like, dang.
I'm gonna eat the dick.
Yeah.
No, what are you saying? You can't say that for my kids to hear. Mamas never talk dirty.
There you
Daddies
go.
talk dirty after
you
night.
go.
But now women are talking dirty, and men are expected to shut the
And we're
fuck
caught up in this
up.
double standard that we are now. I'm not gonna call us victims, but we really have to be very, very careful.
So guys, some things happened in America. You know, we got a new president since last time we shot. He's stupid. We got a new president since last time we shot. Brian, why y'all respect Stanza, man? Why y'all respect Stanza, man? Like, you don't never overtalk Stanza.
Bang that
Don't
gavel.
bang that gavel, Stanza. We acting a fool since you were here. Brian usually let Stanza get it out. He didn't let me get it out. Okay, listen, guys. Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Rick Ross, and Soulja Boy all showed up to perform at inauguration events, and we all know Donald Trump is the president, and that pissed black people the fuck off, right? But it's two parts to it. So let me just cover. I'm just give you because Javad just heard about this. So here's the first part. Snoop has a video that came out in 2017 where he basically was like calling black people out. Was one of you niggas is gonna show up to dance with Trump, and the internet brought that back up, and now it's here. Okay, Soulja Boy actually came on record and said, "I need the money." And plus, Obama and Kamala Biden have never invited him to the White House. Nelly said it was an honor, right? And then Rick Ross didn't say nothing. He just said he get money, I guess. So, so let me ask. So my question to you guys is: do you think the criticism is fair? I'm gonna start with you, Brian.
Absolutely fair. Which one would you like?
I want you to go.
First?
Okay, let's start with Snoop.
Okay. Snoop made a video, right? Can we play the video? Can we do that?
We're gonna cut that in.
Let's play the video.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That nigga, you racist. You and him. Now what? All right. Draw the line. He drew the lines.
Exactly.
He drew the lines. Before him, there were no lines. Everybody was everybody. We respected everything. We didn't trip. When you drew the line, you can start pointing motherfuckers out and saying, fuck y'all then.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
You and them.
This is what I've said about this subject, right? If you come out and say, I need the money, what can I say, right? You know what I mean? Principle, money, and we talked about this in pre-production, they rarely come together. Like you're standing on one or the other.
Yeah.
So for Snoop to say, and people come to his defense, Snoop don't need the money. Okay, well, if he doesn't need the money, then he ducked the principle. You can't say he doesn't understand it because said video from 2017, he clearly understands it. So if you understand it and you don't need the money, you basically said, I support Trump. That's what you're saying. And if you support Trump, then I don't support you. That's just me, right?
Okay.
So that's number one. Rick Ross
gonna do whatever he gotta do to get that paper.
Well,
Y'all niggas will still be at that car
Boss,
show.
right? That's a bag.
Y'all will still all be at that car show.
That's a bag.
$20,000
Boss.
for a seat on the lot.
Yep.
Soulja Boy does not represent me in anything I do. So whatever he does with his life, that is on him.
Now
I
let's go
think
to-
that's the biggest travesty in music, but that's another day. And Nelly, knowing him, I know he's a good dude, right? And I truly think that Nelly thought in his heart of hearts that he won, I got invited, I need the money, I'm going to do it. And the thing I tell people all the time, the misconception is that celebrities don't need the money. Yes, they do. They need the money like everybody else. Their level of lifestyle is raised with that level of celebrity. So yeah, he needed the check. So I feel bad for Nelly, but he did lose me at, I don't really care who's in office, because then you don't understand the responsibility. So you kind of get a pass on, and I don't want to use the word ignorant, I'll just say misinformed. You get the misinformed pass from me because I know he's not a bad guy. But the rest of them, no.
Joa, what's your thought?
Well,
You worked with a couple on this list, by the way.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Okay.
First of all, no Snoop slander will be allowed. Let's start there, man.
I agree.
The Dogg father has been too influential in our culture. He's mean too much. He's probably the most famous rapper ever. Jay-Z said that.
Yeah.
All right. But I wanna go to another point. And I could be wrong, but and the people at home, I want y'all to look this up because I couldn't find it. I hope everybody watched Donald Trump's inauguration speech. And if you didn't, you would have missed the first time a president addressed black and Latino people directly. Obama never addressed us directly.
Oh, wow, that's true.
It's going to be a long day.
Let's go. Javon, talk.
I'm here, but listen. Trump addressed us directly. He said, I will not forget what y'all did. I will not let you down. Now, all I can do is go off a man's words, okay, and actions. I hear too many misdirections about Trump when he clearly got up there and said what he said. Now, people are bringing up a clip from 2017. That's 8 years ago. A person can't grow. A person can't see something and say, wow, you know what? I was ignorant. I was caught up in the media, fake news. Now, I'm not necessarily a Trump supporter because there are some things I don't agree with that he says, quite a few things. But when he got up there on that inauguration and said, black people, I will not let you down. Latino people, I will not let you down. I will not forget what you've done. That meant something to me because Obama was black and he never addressed it. As Trayvon Martin got killed, Mike Brown got killed. No, he didn't mumble a word.
He actually did.
No. Let him, Brian, I'm hit the gavel. I'm not glad about hit the gavel. Let go.
You know what? He did, but he didn't say what we wanted him to say. We wanted him to get up there and say, nah, that wasn't right. We gonna do something about that. He was an unarmed black teen. He didn't say what we wanted him to say. Now, I'm not saying Trump would have either, but Trump actually acknowledged black people and our plight. That was a milestone for me.
Yeah.
Now, to the artist that's performing, Nelly's right. It's an honor to perform for the United States President of America. In any other circumstances, people would have been like, oh, that's an honor. That's gonna go on your wall in your house and you're gonna show people when they come over. Soulja Boy, I agree.
He said he needed the money. That's why I respect it.
And I agree with Brian. Yo, people think because you're a celebrity, the more you make, the more you spend.
The more you need.
The more you need. So I don't have a problem with it. I think people Let's give Trump a chance.
Yeah.
Why fight him this early?
They won.
Let's wait. Let's wait to see if he do what he say he gonna do.
Jack?
It's kind of funny. When this performance was going on, I was in the crib and I was busting Warren G's ass in Madden. So I'm like, "Yo, you know that Snoop performed?" He's like, "What?" Like he didn't even know.
Warren G didn't know.
No.
Oh
His
wow.
brother.
We were like, it was. I think it was Friday. We were like getting it on in Xbox. I think what people forget is Trump pardoned Harry O.
That's what I was about
I
to
didn't
go.
know that.
No, he did took my. I was about to go there. That's what
I
I was
didn't
saying.
even know that.
So when B talks about principle, and I understand that there's principles and things that you owe, I guess, to fans and shit like that, but you got to remember, like, if it wasn't for Harry, we may not have had a Snoop. So that was, if it was just that reason, or even if it wasn't, that was like a favor. Like,
So I got a question.
you know how it is.
Oh, Brian, let him finish.
You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't go yet.
So at the end of the day, like,
Where's Stanza?
street rules and bro rules, the bro code, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that trumps everything else, no pun intended.
Pun intended.
For me, I'll say this. Like, that's what happened. Like, so obviously I put out a post on Instagram where I was like, yo, black people, like, let's not let this Trump White House divide us. Like, black men, it's time for us to stand up. Black women, we know that you guys are frustrated right now, and rightfully so, but allow the black man to go out there and figure out how to work in this Trump America.
Yes.
And they was like, they went off on me. They called me everything under the book. Trump America, you a selling. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. Let me explain something to you. When you cheer for the president to lose, you cheering for America to lose.
Bingo.
No, hear me out. Listen. We argue and bicker during the election. Once the election is over, if your person that win it, you don't like him, hate him all day. I don't have a problem with anyone who hates Trump. He said he's disrespectful at times with his mouth, and I don't blame you over that. But to hate another brother because he don't feel the same way you do is the biggest problem in our community. That is why we don't go.
That I
Let me,
agree.
Brian, I ain't finished. I got the gavel. I ain't gonna
Go
cheat.
ahead, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that, but hear me out. Here's what I say, is that we don't allow black people to grow into what they want to be. They have to grow until we want them to be. And we will only people turn our backs on them. Like, let me explain something to you. If somebody's in the White House that can make decisions that affects my life, I want to talk to them. Somebody in the White House that can make a decision that can affect. And by the way, if that means my artist going to perform, perform. You know why? Because I'm going to get in the room with those motherfuckers, and I'm going to make sure that they know that whatever your perception was about black people or black men, I want you to meet someone else that might change your perception for a hot second. Because we all have grown up feeling like put like this. You don't hear no rap in Atlanta say, fuck the police, right? You want to know why? Because in Atlanta, we don't have no real issue with our police officers,
black.
right? They're black, we're black, so it's different, right? So we try to paint the brush, and we want everybody to fall under it. And at the same time, we're frustrated because we're not growing. The thing that should really piss everybody off is the fact that the top 10 people in America combined have more money. No, the top 10 people in America combined have more money than every black person in America combined. To me, that's our big problem. But you know what we rather focus on? Fuck you, Nelly, you perform for him. Why nobody say fuck Nelly when he fucking went and did the Fall of Georgia Line cruise record? You don't think he was performing at CMAs? He didn't know he was performing in front of Trump country? Nobody had a problem with it then. It's like we always want your politics to be our politics. We are not out of slavery anymore. We are not out of slavery anymore. We have been since the 60s, since Martin Luther King died, since the 70s, since the 80s. We have seen black people thrive and win in life. If we haven't seen none, I understand, but we see black like I think this is a table full of black men who have thrived and won in America, right?
Yes.
So let's not act like that's not possible, right? But when you start getting on Snoop, you mean to tell me 30 fucking years of Snoop Dogg, y'all didn't get mad when he said bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. But y'all are mad because he showed up for Trump. It is selected outrage. And it is the reason why we will never get anywhere, because we're the only people that ain't got shit and can't wait to cut the fat off the meat. Nigga, we need all the fat we can get right now. Like, we want everybody to come. Here, I'm not finished, so let me tell you. So Snoop, so obviously I'm in the music business. Someone called me and said, yo, look, Snoop, what people don't know is that Harry O was pardoned by Trump. Not Biden, not Obama, Trump. When you do me a favor, I'm going to do you a favor. And sometimes, I'm going to be honest with you, if the whole black community is going to be mad at me to free one of my brothers from jail,
So
Then y'all gonna so be it. But let me tell you another thing we ain't also factor in. Snoop had a downtime. Remember, Snoop was trying to figure it out. Jimmy left the game, and it was kind of like, what's Snoop gonna do? He was kind of like, this is really, you start pushing the social media thing. And Snoop now is back on top. Mm-hmm. He owns Death Row. How you think he got Death Row, guys? How you think he got his masters back, guys? He got Harry O out of jail. That's how he was able to do that. Now, hold on. So, Ross has shown us, I sit at the table, whoever I got to sit at the table with to get the bread, and we respect him for that. So, when you start, I don't even think, nobody even mentioned him. Like, he like, fuck y'all, I'm getting my money. Yeah. Soulja Boy, it was something that Soulja Boy said that I want to address to our community. Soulja Boy said, Obama has never invited me to the White House. Biden has never invited me to the White House. We have an issue in our community where we like to pick our favorites. Mm-hmm. Where we're like, so if Obama don't invite me, that means I never go. Mm-hmm. Why can't I go? What if I want to show my kids that I met a standing president, I had a relationship with a standing president, and the presidents that there think I'm too ghetto or I'm too ignorant? Mm-hmm. Black people want only a certain type of black person to talk for us. And by the way, I specifically mean talk. When do I say talk? Because you can rap ignorant shit all day and get away with it. But as soon as you say something ignorant or say something I don't agree with, you're the enemy. And that is why we're going to stay behind. So my message to black men is, hey, bro, do what you got to do to get your fucking money. Let me tell y'all a story. This really happened to me. 2020, in the midst of the George Floyd situation, I wrote a letter called Dear White Music Executives, right?
I remember.
It went viral, right? And this is a lesson I want every black man to hear, because this is a real story. Mm-hmm. So I wrote it anonymously at first, right? And then it went viral. And then once it stopped, it went so big, people wanted me to stand on it. Mm-hmm. I live in Atlanta. I'm not afraid to stand on shit, right? I stood on it. And when I stood on it, all my white friends called me and said, Ray, get paid. Yeah. Every white person that knew when I wrote the letter called me, hey, Ray, look, it was a beautiful letter. Go get your money. I don't even know what the hell that means. I'm still like, okay. Every black person I talked to was like, thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Now, I get on the phone with the bosses at the company that I worked for at the time, and the first thing they asked me was what I want. What you want to be happy? And I said, I don't want nothing, man. I didn't write the letter because I wanted something. I wrote the letter because I wanted to help my people. And they was like, okay, that's noble of you. 2 years later, they basically fucked me out of my contract, told me I had a contract coming until the last day I had my homie call me and tell me ain't nothing coming, right? Every black person knew I was done wrong. Did anybody protest for me? Did anybody try to figure out how I was gonna feed my family? Y'all, everybody thanked me. Nobody said, y'all fired Ray, we getting out of here. No artist stood up. Nobody fucked up their bag for me. So what I realized at that moment was my white friends were basically telling me, nigga, you wrote a letter and that's cool. They're gonna ask you what you want because that's what my people do. Mm-hmm. Get paid. And my dumb ass is trying to be the noble soldier to my community because I didn't want to benefit and I didn't. And then when my contract was up, it's done. And now I'm on camera talking and now the game is like, oh, what are you doing? Dog, I got blackballed because I spoke up for black people. Mm-hmm. And that's what really happened to my career. I was the top dude over there. Nobody's better than me. Nobody, nigga, ain't nobody better than me over there, nigga, and that's a fucking fact, nigga, because Sweetie Biggest Records is still, if you go look on it, still the records that I touched and put my name on. Chopper is still over there. These are my people that I brought in, right, that I still got a relationship with, but them white folks don't give a fuck, and ain't no nigga speaking up either. So why are we, so we always want a nigga to sacrifice himself for the greater good of our people. I'm tired of niggas sacrificing themselves only for people to say thank you, and when he gets kicked off, no one cares. So for me, I tell anybody, I'm black, but I'm a Daniels first. My loyalty is to my community, but the people that I got to take care of first that benefit from me is the Daniels family. Absolutely. And I did something for the community, and when I did it, no one asked me. Only people, no black executives called me and said, do you need a consultant check? The only people that called me and offered me a consultant check was Omar Grant and Shari Bryan at Rock Nation. Why were they able to do that? Because they bosses, what color? Black. Okay then. So while we sitting there protesting and about niggas song and dance for white people, y'all going to the same job, song and dance for the same fucking white people. So why? So my thing is, if everybody's doing what they got to do, and we got to respect that. Mm-hmm. And when we start ostracizing our heroes over one mistake, we're basically, that, if I was Snoop, I'd say, fuck y'all niggas too now. Damn, nigga, I did all this and y'all still feel like that? Because we don't give each other grace. We can't wait to see Javar get $1 to say, you changed, nigga. You used to wear baseball caps, now you wear Kangos. Like, damn, it's like we look for reasons to ostracize each other. And it's usually poor people with broke mentalities, because if a nigga out here getting money, he understands business is business. Mm-hmm. Only poor people are mad because someone went and got their money. Now, don't get me wrong. Another thing I say, last thing I'm gonna say on the subject, your morals are your morals.
Facts.
The house you grew, I grew up in a house where it was dope deal. The house I grew up with, it was like get money by any means necessary. If you gotta sell dope, you gotta rob a nigga, everything. Yeah. Nigga, that's not the morals of my house anymore. Right? So we be wanting people to have our morals. Like Nelly's father was a fucking veteran. He probably have a whole different respect for the fucking office that Nelly was raised in the house for. But that don't matter to us because we don't like Trump. Hey bro, we gonna lose every time if we don't stop this divisiveness when someone supports someone you don't support. It's a nigga out here right now. You know what I'm talking about. He tried to kill my career 10 years ago. This nigga has a business now. Everybody saying support it. I ain't calling nobody saying don't support that nigga what you did to me. Oh, like that nigga, why you support that? Did I? I don't. I let y'all make y'all decision for y'all. Because guess what? He didn't do anything to you. He did something to me. That's why it's on me to deal with it. Trump, he really don't offend me. I'm being honest with you, like, and what you said about what you said about him saying blacks and Mexicans, I never even thought about that. Yeah. But he doesn't offend me because I rather live with a redneck. I'd rather live next door to a redneck fucking guy who votes red than a liberal who votes blue but don't want my daughter dating his daughter. Don't want my son dating his daughter. Because we act like, because guess what? Those white people at them labels I was working for, they love black music, right? No they question. Love to sign black music. Definitely. Why the fuck they signed? Why the fuck they got rid of the black man for talking?
I feel you.
So what I'm saying is there's a huge contradiction. And with that being said, this is how I see the world. And I hope that you can remove your bias and just hear me right now. This is how I see the world. The Democrats represent the mother figure in the household, right? And the Republicans represent the father figure in the household, right? So think about the mother's role. She's always loving, taking, like the Democrats are like, it's more morals than, it's morals over money, right? It's people over politics, right? That's how the Democrats say they do, right? And the Republicans is like, hey, we don't give a fuck what y'all feel. This like our daddy would. The rule, this is my house. Here's the rules of my house. We can't act like the last 4 years, we don't think that America needs a man's voice right now.
Fact.
Because as a man, I felt, women have gotten to the point now that us talking is sassy.
Yeah, like it's impossible to even get a point off. But when you really circle back around to it, like, why do y'all hate Trump so much? Oh, I don't want a man to control my body. But you want a female president to come in and tell soldiers to go to war. That's mainly men. That's gonna put their life on the line. It's a double standard. I think everybody just gotta stop with their emotions and treat it like a business.
America is a business, by the way.
It's a business. Your Social Security, your birth certificate, it's all bonds. It's all a business. So we have to remove our emotions. Until I see something directly that this man has done, him paying Stormy Daniels off is not enough for me to not like him or say, fuck him. We don't know. We need this man to do the right thing. So
because he's the president now. That's why.
It's going to shoot ourselves in the foot. Black women, please. Ray made a good point. Let the men lead on this one. Let us figure it out and sort it through. We got this. We know how to deal with people. We sit across from these guys every day. Trust us.
Yeah, not only that, like, Charlamagne the God said something that really, really, really was powerful. Shout out to Charlamagne for this. He said, everybody's mad at Nelly and Snoop for performing at events, but no one's mad at Obama for sitting down laughing with Trump. By the way, and Obama is the same person.
Worst
that
president
no,
ever.
no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna
say
it. Okay, you said that.
I said it.
That's debatable. But let me just finish.
I said it. Jabbar Rockmore said Obama one of the worst presidents in U.S. history.
Okay, so let me get back to my statement though, because that's his statement. If y'all want to hash that out, I'm saying this. Is that what was I saying? I'm sorry, I'm lost. What was I saying? Trump.
Obama was laughing.
No. Yeah.
Charlamagne.
Yeah. So Charlamagne was saying Obama is on stage right now. I mean, he's sitting next to Trump laughing with him.
Right.
Biden is shaking his hand, laughing at him. And these guys during the campaign was saying he's the next Hitler. If he the next Hitler, why the fuck are you laughing with him? So that's what I'm saying to the people is don't let these politicians make you fall in love with them and believe that behind closed doors, they ain't all friends. Or they don't all, because it's all business.
I'm not saying that.
They're friends, for sure.
It's a couple of things y'all said that I need to address. So one, it's who it is, right? It's not what it is. This was George W. Bush, which it has been. It's been two of them, right? If this was George W. Bush today and Snoop went and performed, black people wouldn't be saying a thing. I promise you they wouldn't.
Bugging.
I put it to you like this. They might have a gripe, like, oh, you went out there and you performed.
Brian, can I say something?
Hold on.
Jabbar, I got to ask you a question. Can I ask you one question?
We didn't feel that.
I can ask you one question. I just want to ask you one question.
Go ahead.
saying you're a black Republican is the easiest way to tell your black friends I don't want to hang out with y'all.
No,
Because they ain't gonna hang out with you. So it's a Republican thing.
okay.
Trump is just the worst kind in their eyes, but it's a Republican thing.
Okay, so when you say the worst kind, and you say things like, let's say the devil came today, God and the devil were here, and the devil was saying, "Hey man, come kick it with me, and I'm gonna get you paid. Come kick it with me, I got you paid." But eternal damnation comes with it, right? You'd second guess it because you'd be like, "Whoa, now I got to look at the consequences. Like I'm gonna be paid while I'm here, but when the time is up, I gotta burn for it. Eternal damnation." You think about it twice because it doesn't. We rarely take into account things that don't affect us directly. That's why 9/11 was so impactful, because it's like we see war every day. We see countries torn apart every day. We see Gaza every day. We see kids clutching their fathers that's dead and fathers clutching their kids that are dead. And we're like, damn, it's a travesty. But if it happened right there, we'd be like, oh shit. And it would be news all day, every day. You got to understand that if this man he's a different type of bad. And I'm going to tell you why. Why are you, like, let's take the Equal Opportunity Employment Act. Why? Why would you do away with that?
Can I tell you why?
I know why.
I'll tell you why. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I got to answer that. But go ahead, finish.
But I want to give you a chance to address it. But I'll tell you this, because we're talking about King and we're talking about things that don't affect us, and you know we're able to flourish. But why are we able to flourish? Man lost his life. That man, you know, I sit back and I get really, sometimes I get flustered about this topic, because every Thanksgiving we say we're gonna boycott Black Friday. We're not gonna go out and spend money. We're not gonna spend it, not gonna spend it. But then on Saturday, it becomes a money Saturday. You bag out, you buying shit, and it's like, what did you really do? 24 hours? It's like TikTok being down for less than 24. What'd you do? But here's my thing. When people talk about the Montgomery bus boycott, people getting hit in the head. I posted this yesterday. People getting hit in the head, attack dogs being sicked on kids and women, people losing their lives in the streets, and it being televised. Yeah. But those black people are still out there. That was a 381-day struggle for us to be here to thrive, that somebody had to go through. So when I see things like Sexxy Red, and then when I see Trump get up there and blatantly say, hey, I don't care if you were born in this country, you got to go. I don't care if Jack, you a black man. You are black and you're a man. I'm not hiring you. Why? Because you're black and you're a man. It's legal now. I'm hiring him. And if I can show that he has one grade higher than you, or if you come in the door and say, but my grades are better, it's merit-based. Nah, I like what he said better. You're a black guy. You got to go. Why are you introducing these evils that in 70 years have not been proposed by any Republican or Democratic president, but now you're coming in and saying that all of this stuff,
because they're restraints.
Can I tell you something? I want to tell you something.
The black people.
I'm gonna piss you
That's
off.
my point.
No, I'm talking about those laws. Those
You think those laws restrain us?
Absolutely.
Can I tell you something? I think DEI is dumb. And I'm gonna tell you why I think the DEI division is dumb. The DEI division already makes every company guilty. Why the fuck do you need a DEI division, my nigga? Like, why do we need a diversity, equity, inclusion division, my nigga? So that's the first thing. So, but here's the other thing. The DEI as it stood is not good, because I wrote that letter. I'm on the phone with the DEI guy. The head of the top guy at the company. I'm asking him, I'm like, I wrote this letter, I don't know how to feel, blah, blah. Oh man, don't worry about it. And as this man started talking, you know what I realized? My boss was his boss. Nah, we don't see. That's what I'm trying to say. Hit me out. Hold on, Brian. My boss was his boss. So you mean to tell me, you think he gonna fuck his job up to go stand up for me? These DI was just another way to say, we're helping the black people, we're helping the minorities and everything else. But what happened was that and I said this, I've been saying this forever. When you start including so many people, you start excluding others.
I agree with that.
And as a man, I felt excluded from this country. Like, let me tell you something. I'm honestly, because I said I was gonna cover this. When I was I was campaigning for Kamala, right? And I was on stage and I'm sitting next to Angie Martinez, who I love, right? And I'm sitting, and Tamika Mallory is sitting in front of me. And the guy who brought me in to do the talk basically gives me my question. Like, yo, ask them about why you think it's hard for men to support Kamala, right? So that's my first question out, right? So, I asked one guy and I asked another guy, and I could hear them whispering like, yo, take his mic, like on some like, like sister shit, take his mic, keep asking that question, let's talk. And I'm like, so that was the first time I looked at them and I was like, I swear to God, Gerard, only person who made me feel lame is a woman.
Yeah.
And I felt so lame at that moment.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, I am the problem. I'm literally bringing sex into this. So I shut up. And I went and I did everything and I did my job. By the way, this is not about Angie and Tamika, because a lot of women were mad at the situation where, men were saying men don't vote for Kamala.
Right.
But she got blown out
She did.
in every swing state.
Do you feel like
hold on,
misogyny
I'm not
played a part?
misogyny played the biggest part.
Okay, I just want to.
Yeah,
But here's my thing. But here's the thing.
Kamala was
No, but it's not about who being terrible. I'm saying I know misogyny played a part. But as a man, I know men. And I know it's men that's gonna sit there and they gonna clap, but I know they men. And they don't like, men don't, it's like a daddy. Your daddy don't fucking sit down and talk to you about what he don't like. I don't like that, don't do it, right? Daddy ain't having an argument. So I think men were just sitting quiet saying, I'm voting for him. And what happened was that she got blown out, lost every swing state. Men came out in drones and blows. So to me, that told America what America needed right now. Men felt like they weren't needed. And this how you know how Trump, how you know it's not a fix. And this is what really America wants. Excluding Fox News, every channel in America was against Trump. When you said his name on ESPN, we don't like that guy. No one showed him favor except for Fox News. Every time you turn on TV, they scared you about him. He's the worst person. You turn on The View, they hate him. You turn on this show, Whoopi Goldberg didn't even say his name. They don't even acknowledge him. They hate him. But how did he win so much? And that tells you that media, to me, what Trump also did with winning, he killed the celebrity and he killed media. Because media and the celebrity thought that they could live in their rich houses and their rich lives and talk about what's best for America, but you ain't in the struggle.
Yeah, they thought that would matter. They thought that we really cared. And I say we because I'm an American person.
We have cared before, and I'm gonna say
Let's find out, though.
Okay.
So let me say,
Hold on, Brian. Let him finish. Let you go.
We don't care anymore. The times have changed. People have struggled in these past 4 years more than they've ever struggled. People say, oh, that was Trump's fault. I went to college. I majored in history. I can tell everybody. It doesn't really work like that. They tell you that you won't see what a president, his effects are on the economy of the country till after. That's false. That's just an excuse so they can run amok and then say, you won't understand these policies or what their implications are until later down the line. No. Trump did tariffs. He did a bunch of things, by the way, that they still have in place. They never got rid of them. All these things they said they hated about Trump, they left in place. At some point, we got to realize that the media is propaganda. The stuff you see is the stuff they want you to see. The boycott of the civil rights movement, they wanted you to see that. There's way more story. Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree.
Who televised?
But it still happened.
Who televised?
But so let me ask you this, because I already know your views on Obama. You do know that. I mean, you can look at it. This is true that he had a better economy than Trump. That's fact. I mean, you can argue it all day, but that's fact.
I don't have the numbers in front of me.
I don't argue the facts. I don't have the numbers.
But here's the second thing. Here's the second thing, because you brought up misogyny, and I'll tell you this in a landslide because they've done the polling. Would Obama have beat Trump?
I don't know.
Yes.
Landslide.
Obama would have beat him.
Landslide.
I don't think so.
Landslide.
I don't think so.
He would have beat him.
I don't think he would have.
The world wasn't ready.
I think the world didn't want a female president.
A black female president.
No, a black and Asian female president.
I think Michelle could have beat him.
I think Michelle could have beat him. But
yes.
Michelle would have gave him a run, but here's the reality. Michelle would only gave him a run because her husband was Barack, and we know he would have been in the White House with her. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that men, we were trying to warn women. Y'all think men gonna vote? Shut up! Shut up! We're gonna vote. It's when it's our turn. And it's like, and they say this thing it was y'all turn. We show up for y'all, not show up for us. Yeah, showing up. Black men and black women don't show up for each other the same. We don't show up for each other the same, and we know that. Like when I show up for you, I'm showing up as a strong male, like who has something. Like I am your strength. I'm your power, right? So we saying show up. So guess what? We went with it. I campaigned. I voted. I donated money. I did everything for that. Because that moment I felt lame, I did everything for it. Even though I knew I was going to vote for it, I did everything for it. And now that it's over, and I'm like, hey, look, it's over. Let's just get back to business. Shut up. You need to. I was like, you know what? Y'all just want to be mad. And my thing is this. In this new America, Trump is the right president for the people who just want to be mad. If you just want to be mad, this is the right motherfucking president.
This
Because
is-
he
this
don't
is-
care about pissing nobody off,
is what
and
I'll
he will
say.
piss y'all off in a heartbeat. And we're the only, like, dog, we are such a contradictive community. We celebrate murder music. We celebrate murderers. We the only nigga saying free my nigga. We don't nigga know a nigga in jail say free our nigga. And by the way, I said it too. But what I'm saying is that, but when they do it, it's like they're the worst people in the world. But we the only people that put the N-word in our music and don't want people to support our music, but don't say it. It's like it's so many contradictions in our
Very
community.
contradictory. But I'll say
And
this.
this last thing I'm gonna say, and black women are very, very unforgiving, and that's gonna be the part that's gonna hurt us. Let me finish.
No, go
They're
ahead.
very unforgiving because we're living in a world now where I want my sisters to understand that just because I need you guys to be disciplined with your tongues now. We're the only people that want you to know how I feel. Like that makes a fucking difference to the world. They heard how you felt and they don't give a fuck.
Did you see Dave Chappelle's monologue on SNL?
I did. It
Loved
was really
Okay.
good.
So the one thing that I will agree with you guys on is he's the president. There's nothing you can do about it. So you have to figure out a way to exist, right? Survive,
Yeah.
thrive in this system.
And be happy.
Well,
Now let me tell you why.
about being happy.
Let me tell you why. Why wouldn't you? Why does the
Why?
president determine your happiness?
Because I'm gonna tell you why.
Happiness.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like. And I'm not. The show's called That's Debatable.
Let's
That's
debate.
like somebody coming and picking me from Africa. You are on this plantation. Ain't shit you can do about it now. Learn to be happy. Nigga, I'm here. I'm living with my circumstances, but I will never be happy.
But you're not on that plantation.
Was anybody
You're not on the
living
plantation.
years?
We
Everybody
live.
was
By the way,
living
on a
we
big
live
ass plantation
Okay.
right
Well,
now.
listen. Guess what? My plantation is mine.
I feel
and
you.
it's very comfortable for me. And what I'm saying is, and guess what? When I at my house, I got white people, white pool cleaners, white people do my lawn.
But
And
you
so
know
I'm
what?
just saying to you that I focus on me and mine and that is every man's role in the house. And what I'm
And
saying
that's
is
my
that
point,
right
though.
now, let's let men get there. But
that's
Brian,
my point.
we gotta get to the
But
next
hold on,
subject.
I gotta
Okay,
get
go
this
ahead.
one
And then
off.
we'll
This
go.
is my point. If you read his executive orders, which we should post them,
Yeah.
he is trampling the civil liberties of the very men who gave us the right to have our own households now, who died for that right. However you slice it.
How?
One last point.
How? No, I want to explain that.
No, I'm
How?
talking about like the civil rights movement itself. Like you would not, Ray Daniels today would not be allowed to own what you own if it wasn't for people dying for you to be able to do that.
I agree, but in the 60s, they had to do that because we have to make you hire them right now, right? It's a different America. When I'm saying, like, I'm be honest with y'all, everybody work for me is black. Well, Joe, I got white guy now on the team, but I get to pick who I choose. Don't make me hire someone that I don't want to hire.
No,
don't make me work with people I don't want to work with.
That's a different conversation.
And by the way,
But
I
I'll
don't
say
want to work with you if you don't want to work with me.
But
That's
I'ma
why when the
say-
company
but
let
I
me
will
go
say this.
and then renew my contract, I didn't get mad at them. I just did something else.
You gotta
But I'm gonna
adapt.
say this.
I got one
I'm gonna say
point.
I got one thing to say. We should have come out in support of you.
I
when you
agree.
wrote
And
that.
that, and that broke my heart.
1,000
Thank you, bro.
That broke my heart.
I'm not
We should have.
because my thing is I already did it. And guess what? My career is on cruise control. I was good. I'm making good money. But guess what? I'm glad that it put me here because I don't want to work in a building where you don't want to hear. Because let me tell you something. Dom is right there. He's behind the camera. If Dom came to me and told me about his plights in life, I don't want to hear that shit. Like I want to hear. So, and if I affected him directly, I want to hear how my actions have affected you, so I can be better as a person to you in your life. So,
You just defined the difference between them and us.
and guess what? And that's cool. But I'm not going to sit around and get mad at who they are when I'm doing me. That's what I'm saying. Like
feel it.
nobody's out there.
Until it
Nobody out there doing them is worried about what's happening in the White House because they like I control me and my stuff.
I feel
So
you.
that's the thing. So, last question.
Well, it was just a point, again, going back to his inauguration, because we have to go off what this man is saying, not these weak-ass social media people trying to tell us stuff. He said, we're going to remove race from this country. We're going to be colorblind.
Can't be. You can't be colorblind when you're deporting
It's gonna
people and
be-
you're telling me if I'm born here,
No, that's not
I'm no
color.
longer a
That's
citizen.
nationality. You coming over here illegally
But
and you're a criminal.
No. I'm
You
born
gotta
here.
go.
No, I'm born here. I
Your
gotta go.
parents are not from here and you're a child, then you...
It was a ploy. It's like you come here, have a baby now. Now you're stuck here. Listen. All he's trying to do is protect the white man's agenda in America by keeping
No
America.
question.
And by the way, they're not wrong for that. The same way as a black
And
as
that's
a
why
black
I say
person,
Obama
we're
was
fighting for
bad.
our equity.
Obama
We're not
never
wrong
fought for us. That's why I say it was bad.
No,
He didn't fight for us.
What I'm saying, listen, bro. So listen, I follow these animal pages. I'll see a lion eat a baby boar and eat a mother cow and a baby cows right there, and it's just the world. It's like this is a dog-eat-dog world, and we're back to the human nature place because we was in a very sensitive place. We couldn't say nothing. We couldn't. Everybody had to have their pronouns. Everybody had to. It was like I didn't even know it cost my man. It was as a man, it was becoming very difficult for me to live in America.
Confusing, but
no, I know, but what I'm saying is that Trump came in and brought that daddy energy. Hey, we ain't doing that. Now let's go. All right, cool. So. Why my brother Javar's here is because I made a video. I made a video about about how Spotify saved the music business.
I'm glad we're here.
And a lot of my creative friends had something to say about that. And Javar is someone who speaks up. So I just wanted to kind of touch on it from that standpoint. Like, do you think, like, I feel like artists blaming Spotify is misguided anger. Because it's like, so here's why I say that, and I'll get to the point. To get you guys get to the point. Spotify came and said, hey guys, we created something that we think will help you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to give you guys ownership. They gave me 15%. No, they did. They gave
I'm saying.
They gave 15% of the company. So every Warner, Sony, and Spotify, Warner, Sony, and Universal all got 5% of Spotify. And they said, we'll give you guys 70% of our revenue. The other 30% is for our tech and our company and our infrastructure. So they gave you 70-30. Now they go to the music business and say, out of that 70%, how do you want us to send the money? And they said 6-1. The master gets every $6 the master get, the publishing gets 1. And I couldn't figure out why that happened. And then someone said, when you negotiate with the big 3 labels, you're also negotiating with the biggest 3 publishing companies.
No question.
So internally, they determine. Lucian Grange, because Jody Gerzen's boss. Jody Gerzen is CEO of Universal Publishing, but Lucian's her boss. So Lucian and those guys determined that your master was worth 6 times what your publishing was worth. And you want to know why they said that? Can I tell you why they said that? Because the publishing, the masters doesn't determine. The masters is what we own. The publishing is what they own. So we own some publishing, but like Drake is signed to Universal. I don't know his publishing, but he might not be.
He doesn't write,
but he doesn't.
Yes.
No, but he might not be signed to Universal Publishing either. Like, see what I'm saying? So they like, let's get all the money. So the record labels got greedy, and now all of the songwriters. You know, I was thinking about Javar, and Brian, you'll get this. You, Jack, you've been around this. We all been around this. Back in 2000s, you can be a working producer and be rich.
Rich. Easy.
Nigga, mansions, working producer. I'm talking about like literally
Mega
all
rich.
you had to do was, I know people who was on the Mariah album that made $1 million off the album and they had a cut. They didn't even have the album because the way the business was set up when you bought an album, you bought everything. You bought all of us, but now the streaming is here. It's song by song. So Javar, if Javar's on NLE Chopper album, he gets a platinum plaque because the album went platinum, but he only gets paid.
Gets a check for $3
based on his streams from his song.
Yeah.
Not the other record. So that's what really killed the business. So I can say that's a problem, but that's I ain't gonna lie. If I made the hit, I want my money too. I don't want you split my money with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the business changed. But what are y'all thoughts on like the Spotify label relationship flows, y'all? Brian, you go. Javar, you go first. You, I guess.
I don't even know where to start because I have so many takes on this.
Let's go, bro.
First of all, we have to start with, is Spotify wrong? I actually agree with what you were saying over the overarching idea. But Spotify, it seems like they're in this pissing match with the labels now because the labels kind of bullied them into taking their shares. So what does Spotify do? They create these fake artists that pulls from the pool of money. Then they create this program where, hey, you're an independent artist, give us 30 extra %. Right? Because they already take a percentage. Yeah. Give us 30 extra % and we'll playlist you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dirty games.
So they're playing, now it's like, okay, it may have started as something genuine, but now I feel like it's not genuine. And I'm not blaming Daniel Ek or whatever. He has to make a decision like, okay, he has to remove his emotions. And he has to say, okay, I got to work with everybody in this. Because if the artists say, we don't like Spotify and we want to go elsewhere, the labels say it, they could leave Spotify today and start their own thing.
Well, that's they can't. And let me tell you, that's why Spotify won. Because See, what people don't understand is that, okay, so number one, we blame, by the way, I don't know Daniel Ek. I don't have no Spotify stock. I have no skin in the game.
Yeah.
I just understand business. We blame Daniel Ek. Now, let's be clear. When you're scaling a business, you have to do what to scale your business, Brian? You need to raise what? Capital. When you raise capital, you're not dealing with musicians. You're dealing with niggas that's like us. That's like, I gave you 100,000. I want as much as I get out that 100,000 as possible, right? Exactly. So we're forgetting that Spotify is a business. That what he had to raise money. Now that he got the money for Spotify, he has to go get records. Now, he didn't want to take the Netflix route where he just puts nothing but independent on there, because why would I pay you $10 a month to hear some independent artists? So he goes to the big three. The big three says, this is what we need to do business. He did what they wanted him to do. Why are we mad at him and we're not mad at the label? My issue with this world is, it's just misguided anger, and you're not even mad at the person that does it. Can I tell you? No, I want to get to this point. But my point is that we get so mad at the guy who won it. I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to look at my camera. If I create a tool that saves an entire industry, I'm going to get my fucking money. And every time y'all get mad that man worth $3-4 billion, but y'all not mad that Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos worth $200 billion and off Amazon, nobody gets mad. Let me tell you something. This is why the music business, in my opinion, is going to shrink heavily, because it's very hard to monetize feelings when the feelings change and can talk. Yes. And we are in the business of, by the way, if I was Daniel Ek, I'll sell Spotify, go start some new shit and say, fuck all y'all niggas.
I sold it years ago.
But my point is, y'all gonna always blame somebody. So that's my thing.
I want to get back to this, because it was, to me, the biggest issue is what you're saying. We don't own anything. We don't own the masters. My attorney was a part of that Spotify deal. I think it was in 2019. Yeah. And I sat down with him for lunch and I was like, yo, how can I get rich in this? And he laughed. He was like, you're not going to own any of the masters. So shit, he's like, it's going to be hard. You'll make some good money, but wealthy? He's like, I don't know, Javar. We got to own the masters. And there's one, I would say there's one self-destruct button that nobody knows about.
What's that?
The producer. The producer's unaccounted for.
Okay.
So the artist signs for $5 million. They sign for, let's just say, 56 masters. The label doesn't own the masters completely yet. They still have to go out and acquire the producer's half, whatever those may be.
Yep.
If every producer says, yo, we're not signing any more agreements.
Period.
Until we figure this out. No more points.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. Because in the process of doing what they did, they diluted the producer. That's why when you have things like BeatStars, everybody's a producer now. Everybody's an artist.
Here's the beauty of it. You're right. But there's a lot of collaboration going on. So let's just say we don't even need 50% of the producers to strike. Give us 30% of the people that's actually working. Go on BeatStars. There's a reason why BeatStars ain't, and I love BeatStars, shout out to them, they're my guys, but there's a reason why BeatStars ain't 1 through 10 on the top Billboard.
I feel you.
You got to go to the producers.
But you know what? You know what happened? What happened was you allowed labels to figure out that I can make a record in my closet and it can blow.
Music has suffered tremendously.
It has, but not to them because of the model that he just described.
Yeah, they create like
they're now quantity. Like it ain't quality for them anymore.
Yeah, like my thing is this. Is that look at it from this standpoint. A stream, we always say what a stream is. And by the way, Spotify is doing that because Spotify, I guess they renegotiated the deal in 2019. Yeah. When I worked at the label in 2015, the deal was the majors got 70% of all the money. Yeah. Right? And then they had to cut the pie for indies. But if you pay attention, since Spotify's inception, the indies, the independent market went from 0 basically, or like under 5% to bigger than Universal. And so Spotify is really trying to take their own narrative back because the labels own them. But it's still, to me, no one gets mad at the person that owns the real estate. Like, it's like, I own the real estate. I mean, if I'm leasing my stuff to you, I don't own this place. I'm leasing it. Someone owns this real estate. I pay rent. I can't get mad at how the business is set up when I agreed to it. And when you signed a deal, The terms and conditions, you gave those labels rights to negotiate on your behalf, to spend on your behalf,
That's
to
the
do
problem.
everything on your behalf. Yeah.
That's where the problem
But the
lies, right?
producers didn't sign anything yet.
But let me tell you what happens, right? So a lot of people sued and, it got swept under the rug because it's like, okay, you're streaming now and you're paying me this streaming revenue, but my deal don't have streaming in it.
And we didn't
So,
decide
you know what I mean? So
what it's
people
worth.
going back saying, whoa, let's talk about it. Taylor Swift was one of them, like, whoa.
Yep.
My thing is, we don't, and this kind of takes me back to the first topic, but I don't want to get back on that and get long with it. You got to galvanize, and that's what you're saying.
Yes.
You just said, I'll take 30% of the producers to
Just
come through.
strike.
Right. Because without that, you don't have a voice. It's like, we watch people go online and say, come to these platforms now. TikTok is gone. People are like, I'm not. No, it was people hitting 911.
Yes, I
saying,
seen that.
where's TikTok? Because, and Doug Morris told y'all this was going to happen.
Yep.
He said they're the golden handcuffs because you're allowing somebody who does not make the product. Right? I don't make cakes, but I'm going to come in and say, give me your cake.
Yep.
I'm going to chop your cake up. Matter of fact, now you can taste it
The,
before you
the
got
music, the music labels, Javar, allow the music business to break everybody up.
Yeah.
1,000%.
For the sake of what, Brian? What's your favorite word?
Capitalism.
That's all it was.
it's
But
all
it,
about-
but like,
no.
and see, to me, this goes back. This all is tied to the same thing. This goes back to, I was once a poor nigga riding the bus with my girlfriend, trying to figure out how to get some money. And the one thing that I had to do before I stepped off the porch was get out my motherfucking feelings, because the world is not kind to broke black men.
At all.
And guess what? I had to walk in those rooms and still do, Javar. Smile, shake hands. I had to do it because at the end of the day, a man does what he has to do. A woman usually does what she wants to, not related to the family. Outside of the family,
Yeah.
like usually she does it. By the way, to me, it's like we live in this world of such contradiction that I'm glad Trump won, just because when Trump is in the office, we're closer to each other. We protect each other more. Like, and to me, it's like, and to me, we need that energy right now. Black men need to start loving our families again in a proper way, and
I
and
agree.
black women have to allow us, because. And it don't have, and if you not messing with your man because he mess with Trump, or if you're gonna cut somebody off or not support somebody because they politics ain't the same as yours, then if you watching this on YouTube, get the fuck off right now. If you watching this on Apple, your phone, get off. If you on Facebook, delete it. If you on this is big business, man.
Freedom of speech, right?
It is big business. That's all it is. If Kamala won, Jeff Bezos would have been kissing her ring. This is
definitely would've
all business, guys.
It is
And our
about
people are the
capitalism.
only people who will say, fuck that. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not saying fuck that. I'm going to get money if there's money out there.
But you know what? I'll give you 2 points. You know why the civil rights movement worked? Like,
Why?
it was a lot of marching, it was a lot of talking, it was a lot of preaching, it was a lot of that. You know when we made the dent?
When?
Or why we made the dent? Capitalism.
Oh, yeah.
You know why? We literally said, you know what? Montgomery, where I'm from actually, Montgomery, Alabama, said, I tell you what, for 381 days, white people don't ride the bus.
Yeah.
Y'all got cars. You know what I'm saying? We're going to cripple an economy. And that didn't scare, like, you say, it's Montgomery, Alabama. No, it reverberating to other places. Whoa, if those Negroes down there can galvanize and cripple this, what happens if Mississippi does it? What happens if Georgia does it? That's why King is dead today, number one. But what happens when they do it? So everything that we've talked about today, and we've had this conversation, Ray, you and I have been in a room before where people have said, you know what would happen if we all got together? Shit, the industry would be scared.
Well, let me ask you this.
But hold on, let me finish this point. And what I mean by that is we're sitting here, we're talking about how streaming and Spotify crippled an industry, right? That's because they put a mechanism in place that we weren't paying attention to, and by the time we paid attention to it, it crippled the business,
Tell 'em.
right? So
Yeah.
when you're
That's the truth.
when you're a friggin' Jimmy Iovine that walks into a Steve Jobs office, when we say Jimmy Iovine in the music business, we're like, that's Jimmy
God.
Iovine.
Top
Jimmy,
dog.
top
Steve
dog.
Jobs is like,
Who are you?
what do you want? Like, yeah, dude. Like, okay, nah, I'm not with that. Peace. You know what I mean? And there's nothing he could do about it.
Because
So-
business
Master
trumps
stardom.
business, politics trump feelings every
It does.
day.
So this is what I say. When I say we should have supported you, imagine what would have happened if every black executive said, I tell you what, when you do right by Ray, we'll be back.
They would have did right.
No
They
question
would've
But guess
about
what?
They would have done right.
no
Guess what?
question about it.
We're never gonna do that
Because they
the only
take care
time
of
we do
niggas.
that is when life is lost. The only time
feel
we
you.
come together
And
is when
there
life
lies
is
the
lost.
problem.
And guess what? And what I'm figured out is instead of me sitting here, dog, you know, I thought about the first thing pops in my head is the movie I Am Legend. And it's the end of the movie when Will Smith, remember, these zombies that were trying to kill him, every day he was working on
To try to help them.
try to help them. And then he finally found a formula that helped them. And he's like, I got the formula. But they was like, we don't care, we want death. And he's like, and they all died. And I was like, I'm not dying at the end of the movie for y'all niggas, man. I'm not gonna die at the end of the movie for y'all niggas trying to save y'all niggas, bro. Because you know what? We gonna get right back to the ignorant shit. So for me, it's like this. What we have to start doing is, do we ever hear white people saying white people stick together? They will rob each other. They will hurt each other. They will do everything to do it. They do what they have to do for theirs. So what I'm saying as a black man, the hard lesson that we learned, because we all came up together. Remember, slavery. All we had was each other. It's a different time now. No. What I mean by that is like it's a different time right now. Where now we're not seeing men and women getting eaten up by dogs on TV.
Yeah.
It's a different time now, right?
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Okay, so all I'm saying is that we have to let go of what it was. If it's hurting our bodies, stressing us out, hurting our relationships, hurting our business. If it's hurting us right now, we need to be healing it right now. And that's how I look at this. We got to just go forward that way.
But I don't think this is a race thing. Like this Spotify thing is an industry thing.
Well, Spotify, yes.
And I think that the creatives in the industry, it's bonkers. The writers, they don't get anything, which is insane.
But you know why you
we
care?
have
That's
to
crazy.
But you know
redo.
why you care?
We
you
have
care
to
because it affects you, and that was my point.
Well,
about
hold on.
This is what I'm saying, right? Let's say
the
that,
writers don't affect me.
Let's say,
I care about
Spotify
them.
did this. Let's say Spotify said, you know what? You are right. Matter of fact, you better take care of the producer. Screw the writer. Screw the. Whoa, let me get my point. Producers still getting paid like you did pre-streaming. Producers would not be with writers and everybody else right now because it wouldn't affect you.
No, I would, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's
Not in droves.
That's a pacify effect, right? Because it's like Ray said, what is the real root of the issue? The root of the issue is we don't own anything. So the labels, when they come and they sign an artist, they take 88%. The artist gets 12.
So you willing to fight for that?
Absolutely, because you gotta understand.
So you do understand why King and them went out there and marched.
But it's not, for me, it's not a black or white thing. It's a wrong or right thing.
No. That was wrong or right. It just happened to be
but
race
that's-
related.
For sure. But that's one section. We talk about Spotify. These are told. I'm not going to compare civil rights to.
But this is what I guess this is the point that I'm trying to drive home. I said this in the beginning of the show. Things do not matter until it hits home.
Yo, for sure.
Right. And so
but this is an issue in our industry that I'm actively a participant in.
So this is what I'll say then. I see no producers. And again,
A lot of them don't know this,
this
by
is what
the
I'm
way.
saying to you. This is no disrespect to you. I see no producers galvanizing, running out there saying, you know what? We do need to pay these songwriters.
I do. I know a lot of them.
No, I know. I can tell you by majority, they do not. Because you know.
But hold up, let me tell you why. There's a reason why. Because now the good writers say, well, I want some money. The labels kind of push them off on us.
I'm not talking about labels. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Ray knows what I'm talking about.
I'm about to say I'm about to say that's never been my problem. If you don't work with my people, we getting paid.
No,
and by the way,
you.
and it
But
started
they
with
make
the producers.
They make us split the money with them.
No. That's how I started. When I started, I remember when I started managing Tehran, our fee was $5,000 day one, and I was like,
Right.
"Hey, look." So I would come. So say we work with you, I would ask your manager, "Yo, how much do y'all get?" You say 15. Yo, tell them the fee is 20, and it's gonna be 5 because, and then
That's what we do.
Because we know how to do
But
that.
yes, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm telling you is that instead of me hit a picket line or protesting
I think that's stupid.
producers who don't do that, I couldn't change the world from the outside. Let me explain something to you. No one, and this is the worst thing that I'm saying, that is unfortunate truth. Man, these people, when they come to business, man, nobody gives a fuck about poor people.
At all.
I agree.
And to me, the sad part, as someone who was once poor, who actually had to work it out, get out the mud, when I figured that out, that's when I was better.
Yeah.
The worst times of my life is when I was sitting around saying why they won't help us, why they won't do nothing for us, why they won't show up for us, why they won't care about us. And once I got that, by the way, you know who gave me that mentality?
Who?
My mother. My dad wasn't in the house. As soon as I became a man and I started realizing that I got a woman, I'm like, why they? And I'm like, I didn't feel good coming out of my body. Why they ain't doing something for us? That made me feel like I was a bitch, like I was less than a man, like I wasn't real. And that's what made me say, I'm never saying that. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna bring this up. It's super important. First day of college. I'm going to junior college, my nigga. I ain't going to Clark. I don't know if they taught y'all in Clark. I don't know if they taught you in Morehouse, but I damn sure know they didn't teach y'all what I'm about to tell y'all. They said to me, first day of college. First day of college, I'm in class, nothing but black kids, with a black teacher who we knew was a black businessman that had money. We knew he had money because, remember back in school, you knew the teacher that was rich or not. This guy had money, right? Yeah. So he comes into class and he says to a room full of young black men and women, who in here voted? Who in here registered to vote? We young, we 18, I don't know. And he was like, okay, y'all better vote. Because if George Bush win, everybody in here is fucked up. You know what I said, Jabbar? I swear I said, why am I here then? Why am I at school trying to make an education for myself? Because that's what politicians do. They scare poor people. It's going to be the worst thing in your life if this guy wins. And I'm the only person for you. And I'm telling you, poor people, they don't give a fuck about you, me, or anybody. They give a fuck about them and their interests only. So stop picking and stop. Make your vote for sale. If a motherfucker won't do something that you care about, that's who you do. And by the way, make them do it. I have an idea. I want to do something called Buy the Black Vote. Okay. I want to put 10 black people together and it's going to count as one vote. But we're going to sit down and we're going to have we're going to talk about what we want. We're going to say what we want. And we're going to vote on what we want as a black. And then you come sit down with us and here's what we want. Boom, 2, 1. Because that's really the only way we're going to win.
That's called a civil rights movement. But they'll kill you before they let you do that.
No, they won't.
I promise you
they can't. Let me tell you something. Business as usual, baby. They like that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Now I only got to talk to everybody here know how the white everybody here know how the white men in the music business are. They need one good nigga. Every white man in the music business need one good black person around them that runs around, galvanizes us.
No question.
Brings them to his table. We signed our life rights over, and as long as he's tap dancing and tap dancing for him, he got a job. But as soon as he gets a little woke and writes a music letter like Dear White Music Execs,
there you go.
He's their enemy now.
And then
I'm just saying, and now he's their enemy. Now he's their enemy because he is now a black man. And all I was saying was, yo, bro, like, that's all we're not going to talk to you about our problems.
The same thing.
My point is that we all know it's not going to happen. And the only way black people unite in numbers is when a white police officer kills a black man or a black woman.
That's the problem.
Not when a black man kills a black man. Not when a black woman kills. Not that happens. It's only when they do it to us. So that's why that's why when we was yelling Black Lives Matter, white people was like, well, it only matters when we do it. It don't matter when you do it because we don't yell Black Lives Matters until they hurt us. I want the Black Lives Matter energy in the neighborhood, the black neighborhoods, when the black people killing the other black people. And that's what let me tell you something. Tupac, one of my favorite rappers of all time. He got a song called White Man's World, right? And at the end of the song, he says, it's not them killing us, it's us killing us. And don't get me wrong, there are a few police officers that are bad out there, but what I'm saying is that I've never seen a police officer and been afraid of them for my life. But I have seen niggas come at me and I thought to myself, let me get prepared in case this comes my way. And I've seen other people come to me. I've seen other people come to me the same way. You say?
I'm afraid of the police because, man, I didn't have some traumatic experiences, but that's just my experience.
Yeah,
I don't expect people.
I had a traumatic experience once. Nigga, I talked to police like they work for me. Like, why y'all following me, man? I'm trying to get home.
You know what's crazy? No matter.
Go home, brother.
Can't do that in New York.
Your view on this division has always been the black community's problem. So we may not agree on points, but we will always agree on that because it's always been a divide and conquer thing. You remember Malcolm X, the white girl walks up and she says, hey, what can a white girl like me who's not racist do to help the cause? He said, nothing. Can be no unity until there's black unity first.
And that's why Malcolm was the fucking...
I feel you.
That's
but
my
I feel like you had to have both.
I'm a Malcolm X.
You had to have both.
Me too.
You had to have both.
Me too. And that's something else we got to say. Real last thing I'm going to say on that. No, America hated Dr. Martin Luther King until he got a bullet put in his head.
Very true.
He was America's enemy until somebody killed him. I'm telling everybody live on TV, I ain't dying for y'all to love me. Y'all just ain't gonna fucking love me. I'm gonna worry about my family and the people who with me that want the same agenda I'm doing. I'm not about to go out my way to keep saving us when we only are outraged when they do it to us and not when we do it to us. So we got some in-house cleaning to do, period.
I agree
and I disagree.
Hold on. Did I host the whole show? I did a good job.
You did.
Yeah, no, you
I
did.
did.
You did.
My nigga. By the way, shout out to our sponsors, Dope Coffee. It's the dopest coffee around. I hope y'all drinking it. Let's get it.